there's a important kabbalistic test because, again, sadness generally falls into two categories. Sadness that makes us introspective and eventually moves us forward, motivates us to change. And then there's sadness that keeps us really paralyzed or in a state of non-doing. And the Kabbalists teach that even within sadness, there's good sadness and bad sadness, or sadness that you want to get rid of, sadness you want to keep. The sadness that keeps you in a state of paralysis, that stops you from doing, that's not a positive sadness. But the sadness that makes you more motivated, that puts you in a state of introspection with a desire and then finding the way to then do differently or do more, that's the most positive effect of sadness. So what
makes sadness positive or negative, as you just said, is just a response to it.
Right. And you should ask yourself that question. Okay, I'm in a state of sadness. And it's not just how you reacted. You can actually decide. I know it has a purpose. Its purpose is to create introspection so I can really assess, like you said before, are there things I need to be changing? Where is this coming from? And then secondly, is it moving me forward? Or more importantly, how can I use this sadness to make changes? How can I use this sadness to move me, to motivate me? Because it has that ability. Science tells us this. And spiritually, the understanding is that that's the reason it's coming into your life. Use it in that way, and you will find that it then motivates you to change and motivates you to do more.
Well, the issue is that from a very young age, we're taught to avoid our feelings of sadness. As adults, we quickly shush wailing babies or offhandedly say to sobbing children, don't be sad, cheer up, you're fine, stop crying, right? I mean, I think a lot of people are just uncomfortable with this emotion specifically. And psychologist Lisa Firestone said our tendency to avoid sadness is almost instinctive. And though it's not intentional, we tend to pass this message down to our children that sadness is bad and it's to be avoided. So I think the first is to see where you are and how you feel about sadness. I mean, often any of the negative emotions we feel, we tend to ignore them or run away from them because we don't talk about how to handle feelings that are uncomfortable and what to do with them, and certainly not how to transform them into something that's positive.